How powerful is Vegito Godkiller, Part 3. This third part starts with Vegito heading out to find the last remaining god of destruction, with the goal of eliminating him and getting one step closer to completing his mission. But things don't go as planned. The god of destruction is being protected by two angels, along with a guardian of Zeno, and the real threat here is that guardian. Because of this, Vegito is forced to go all out, using his strongest forms to try and stand up to Zeno's guardian, known simply as Z. Now let's pause for a second because we need to talk about Vegito's new transformation. This form is created by combining the power of a demon emperor with the power of Ultra Vegito. In other words, Vegito fuses two of his most broken transformations, his dark black form and his demonic Super Saiyan 4. He calls this new form Ultra Vegito Demon. But even with that, the power gap is still massive. Vegito can't even land a single scratch on Z. At one point, he even summons multiple versions of himself using the same transformation, and it still isn't enough to pose any real threat. That's how insane the difference in power is between them. Just when Vegito is about to be completely erased, Z decides to spare him, because Zeno still wants to see what Vegito is truly capable of. And it's during this fight that we're introduced to the false SERAPHIN eyes, but we'll get into that later in the video. Meanwhile, at the same time, Jiren is fighting one of the top 5 strongest beings. But since this video is focused on Vegito, we won't go too deep into that fight. Just know that Jiren is going all out here. Now, in my opinion, Vegito Godkiller at this point, with his new transformation, would scale around Gogeta AF from the Hell Saga in pre-Super Saiyan 7 Phase 1. Meanwhile, Z is on a completely different level, far above all of this, and Jiren would also be somewhere around that same pre-Super Saiyan 7 Gogeta AF level. Now, here's a quick fun fact. I'm not sure if this Guardian of Zeno is inspired by the Angel Z from Dragon Ball AF. If he were an actual angel, like Whis or Vados, I'd be almost certain, but since he's a guardian and not an angel, it's a bit unclear. Moving forward, after barely surviving that fight, Vegito, heavily injured, prepares to eliminate the last god of destruction, but then he learns something unexpected. There's actually one more left. After Vegito eliminated Beerus, a new god of destruction was appointed, and that new god is Broly. Now Vegito sets his sights on Broly, wanting answers, and just like that, a new battle begins. Ultra Vegito versus Broly, the new god of destruction of Universe 7. Over the years, Broly had been training under Maris, who took Whis' place as the Angel of Universe 7. So you can already imagine how much stronger Broly has become after 10 years of training, especially with a mentor who knows how to fully bring out his potential as a legendary Super Saiyan. And surprisingly, Broly can actually keep up with Vegito Godkiller, but he reaches his true peak when he fuses with Maris, creating a form conceptually similar to a fusion between Whis and Beerus. And yeah, a fusion between a god of destruction and an angel is something you should never underestimate. Even so, after a very close fight, Ultra Vegito comes out on top, but there's a reason for that. At the same time this battle is happening, there's another fight going on inside Vegito himself, between Ultra Goku and Ultra Vegeta. Because of this internal conflict, Vegito can't use his full power against Broly. On top of that, Goku doesn't want to hurt Broly, which causes Vegito to hold back even more. That's why the fight feels so even. Personally, I'd say both fighters are around Super Saiyan 6 Gogeta AF level. After the battle ends, Vegito makes a wild decision. He fuses with Broly to gain his genetic potential as a legendary Super Saiyan. And just like that, Vegito's power increases to a completely absurd level once again. At minimum, I'd scale Ultra Vegito at this point to around pre-Super Saiyan 7 Phase 2 Gogeta AF level. And I say at minimum because from here on out, Vegito doesn't really face anyone who can push him. Right after fusing with Broly, Black Frieza shows up. But honestly, the gap in power is ridiculous. Vegito absolutely destroys Black Frieza, even when he's at 100%. Using his Ikari form, he completely overwhelms him. And just for context, Ikari multiplies the user's power by 10 times. But honestly, I'd argue that even base Vegito could defeat Black Frieza without much effort. And keep in mind, Frieza trained for 10 years, so yeah, his power increased massively. Just remember how strong he got in only a few months back in Resurrection F. After getting completely crushed, Frieza begs Vegeta for mercy. He proposes an alliance, suggesting they team up to take on the Grand Priest and Zeno. And Vegito, realizing that Frieza, just like Broly, has insane potential, decides to accept.
So Vegito makes a bold decision. He trains alongside Black Frieza for the next 20 years. During this time, Vegito forces the Emperor of Evil to fight against a mini version of himself as part of his training. Meanwhile, Vegito doesn't just sit back. He begins an internal training of his own. Inside himself, he faces off against Ultra Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Rosé Black Goku, and Perfect Super Saiyan God Yamoshi. But then, a fourth warrior appears. Vegeta shows up with a brand new transformation and challenges Ultra Vegeta. And surprisingly, he's insanely powerful. That's when it's revealed that Vegeta has fully unlocked the Ultra Demon form. At the same time, Black Frieza continues fighting the mini Ultra Vegito, who has access to all the transformations of the original Vegito. Even so, after several years of fighting, Frieza finally comes out on top. Because of this, Vegito Godkiller decides to give Frieza one final challenge: fight Goku and Vegeta. We're also told that it took Black Frieza 2 years to defeat the mini Ultra Vegito, and by that point, he had reached a power level equal to 1/4 of Vegito's full power. So now, Frieza's next stage of training begins. His new opponent? Vegeta in his Ultra Demon form. With this transformation, Vegeta holds roughly half the power of Ultra Vegito. Yeah, that's how insane the Saiyan Prince has become. At this point, Vegeta is the only one capable of properly pushing Frieza in training, since he's twice as strong as Black Frieza. Goku, feeling disappointed, steps away from the battlefield. That's when Vegito tells him something important. He needs to find his own path. Just like in the past when he and Vegeta followed different philosophies. Now it's the same situation. If Vegeta surpassed his limits by embracing his demonic evolution, then Goku needs to move forward in his own way and follow his instincts. Now let's pause for a second because there's a key detail I forgot to mention. Before Frieza's training begins, we learn that Lucif is the brother of the Grand Priest, and that since the beginning of existence, there has always been a war between angels and demons. And there's more. Whenever a being breaks the rules and dares to kill a god of destruction or any divine entity, they begin to grow demonic horns. These horns continue to develop as the individual commits more and more sins. This is how Lucif's presence slowly manifests in the mortal world, until eventually he can take physical form. Now, back to the story. A new battle begins. Ultra Demon Vegeta versus Black Frieza. Thanks to Frieza's insane potential, the gap between them starts closing very quickly. And then, Frieza reveals a new demonic transformation, allowing him to completely surpass the Saiyan Prince. Just as he's about to land the final blow on Vegeta, Goku steps in. With just one hand, he casually deflects Frieza's attack. Everyone is left in shock. And then, SERAPHIN Goku enters the battlefield. Goku arrives just in time to save Vegeta from his imminent death at the hands of the Emperor of Evil and his new demonic transformation. And surprisingly, Goku proves to be far above Black Frieza in every single aspect. In fact, I'd even argue that SERAPHIN Goku in his pre-SERAPHIN state is already strong enough to defeat Black Frieza. With this new transformation, Goku doesn't just increase his raw power, he also gains a very unique set of eyes. These eyes enhance his combat perception, making his enemies' movements and attacks appear much slower. And honestly, they're clearly inspired by the Sharingan from the Uchiha clan. I say that because this isn't the first time Calmer J has taken inspiration from Naruto. Another ability shown by the SERAPHIN eyes is the power to summon a dragon, which Goku uses to defeat Black Frieza. But we'll break that down in more detail in a future video.
For now, I'd scale Black Frieza slightly below Gogeta AF at pre-Super Saiyan 7 Phase 2, and SERAPHIN Goku slightly above that level, which means he's roughly equal to, or maybe even a bit stronger than, Ultra Vegito at full power. But what do you think? Do you think SERAPHIN Goku was already as strong as full Super Saiyan 7 Gogeta AF, or even Super Saiyan 8 Gogeta AF? Let me know down in the comments. This was just a small preview of everything that's coming in a future video fully dedicated to SERAPHIN Goku, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, what did you guys think about today's video? Honestly, the Vegito God Killer story is completely exceeding my expectations. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. At this point, we're getting really close to the final stretch of the Vegito God Killer story. So after the SERAPHIN Goku video, I'll probably drop the second to last part of this series, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel. And that's it for today. Don't forget to like the video and hype it up. It really helps the algorithm push it to more people. Also, drop a comment. It helps a lot and motivates me to keep making content. And don't forget to follow me on all my social media. I'm inimitable carp, and I'll see you in the next video.